Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're doing a reading for the earth signs of Sun, Moon and Rising. The first card I pulled up off the grid is the Sun card, which is about learning some lessons or maybe embarking on a course of study and just being grateful for everything you have in your life. Now, the cards I'm reading for today is the Faery Tarot deck by Doreen and Radleigh Valentine. Had these for a while. The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid. And my new deck I just bought is the Fairy Oracle, which is by Cavendish and Selina Fenech. So, if you feel that you want to donate to my channel, that would be great. There's my contact details. It's kellyhardiman28@gmail.com. Just message me and I can send you a link to do a YouTube video and bank details from there. So the Sun is talking about wanting to embark on a new course of study or learning something new or just being happy in your own skin. Sometimes when people move out of your life and you have to be left with just you, you realise that you only come to this world by yourself. You leave by yourself. People come and go at the end of the day, but you're the only constant thing that remains in your life is you. So joyful celebration, return to good health. Go ahead and toot your own horn. New ideas might pop up in your head. And it just says, remember that it's important to treat yourself with the same kindness and respect that you treat others or a beloved partner as you treat yourself. So it's talking about being publicly recognised for your abilities as well. Then we've got the World card, which talks about restrictions. This is like the COVID 2021. It's a 2 and a 1, so it represents a 3. It's about restrictive behaviour. Maybe you're not allowed to go too far. You're not allowed to move anywhere just yet. You're being restricted to prevent you from making bad mistakes or bad decisions based on how you're feeling right now. Your energy's maybe everywhere. It's a very logical viewpoint. You're not just going to make any type of view or make rash decisions. It's got to be based on logic and logic alone. It's also about a journey that you've just completed. So you may have gone through a dark night of the soul and you've come out the other end and you're a bit wiser because of it. And maybe you can impart your knowledge or your skill set from what you've learned by being not working or homeless or whatever to other people on how you navigated it and how you got through it to help others in a similar situation. Maybe you could give a talk about it on a platform, whether it be on a YouTube channel or just literally on stage talking about how you got through a really difficult time in your life, a journey. It's at an end now, a sense of completion. Time to move forward in your spiritual development too. So you may want to learn new things with your spiritual development. It's to a path of joy. So if you go to a Reiki therapist or learn how to do massage, it's all about being on the spiritual path or natural sciences or things like that. In the past, you had a King of Swords around you, someone who's a lawyer or who's experienced, is a CEO, a public speaker. They're unemotional, they're professional, they're objective. They're the ones you put up on stage if you're getting married or something, but they prefer to have the company of their books and their owl, their knowledge. They're not ones to have a big friend set because they shy away from people because they're very protective of their energy. Then you've got, in your recent past, you have a Princess of Pentacles, which is usually a Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo energy that you've got, who's also loves to study, is very studious and may take their time in making decisions as well because they're very careful how they study you and understand how you tick. There's someone around you in your past that was trying to figure you out, possibly a person that's a scholar that likes to learn. Then you've got Renewal, it's 20. Renewal is all about finding your new set of people or your community of people that are just like you, like-minded individuals. An important milestone, called to fulfill your destiny and understanding your life purpose. It says you're in a moment where you truly reinvent yourself and can build the future you want. However, to successfully arrive at it, it's a good idea to have a good map, visualize your happiness, and feel free to ask a friend to help plan out your next journey. Pay attention to flashes of inspiration. These epiphanies are part of your life purpose, and our fairies are joined by Joseph Arimathea, the original guardian of the Holy Grail in Glastonbury. It says that in the later years, Joseph allowed his beard to grow, and he may remind you of St. Nicholas holding his hat and list sitting beneath the holy hawthorn tree, which only blooms at Christmas and Easter. So it's talking about rebirth and renewal. So things might start turning around for you in Easter and rebirth of the new the autumn equinox might be your time. Then you've got the 9 of spring coming up in your future. Talks about worried about animals, plants, environmental issues, being an activist for environmental concerns that you have, to try and stand up for the things and causes that you believe in. Stand up for Mother Nature. The ladybird is also a very lucky symbol to have as well. And the jonquils are very cautious. They put jonquils out the front of the house to protect it. You may be very in tune right now. We've got the High Priestess, so you may find your intuitions at a peak. So I've got black obsidian that I bought from Rainbow Runner in Hamilton. And that just talks about using your own protection. Sometimes rejection is God's protection from something that you weren't meant to be in or go to or work with. So never take it as a sign of failure, as the job didn't work out for you. It's because it wasn't meant for you. It was not a path that God wanted you on. So listen to your higher voices, go to church, go to pray, go to meditate, walk amongst the nature, be outside with people, and you'll get the messages loud and clear. They'll come to you through thought form, or some of you could be clairaudient. Clairvoyant is something that sees something before it happens, but clairaudient is someone who hears something before it happens. So it's like you may hear this in your sleep. You may hear and connect with a spirit animal or someone around you when you're dreaming and you're astral traveling. It's saying that right now you're very in tune, and careful reflection and lots of walks in nature will help and benefit you. This is your energy right now. You're coming up as the Queen of Pentacles. You are the Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo right now, and it says that you love to spend money. You're very good at spending money, and you're also good at interior design. So you might like to do up a room or a nursery, or you just like to decorate. You're very good at decorating things. Someone could be a party planner, or someone in their family is a party planner, where you organise gatherings. You're good at organising big events like a birthday party or someone's birthday coming up. The Princess Summer is to do with someone around you who's a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio around you, who's younger than you. Could be a child of yours or a relative of yours that is romantic. They're dramatic, they're flirtatious, and they tend to write or read poetry to the current person that they're interested in. If you're in the sights of this Prince of Cups, they may be wanting to try and flirt with you or capture your attention because you see them as something unique and different, and you may want to get to know this Queen of Pentacles better. If you're not related, you just may want to get to know them because they're interesting to you. You find them interesting, and they may be able to predict future events, so you want to know their knowledge. You want to study them and analyse how they get this knowledge and how they get these ideas. It says that they tend to, this younger water sign can be very flirtatious and will probably date someone but also have his eye on someone else. They're not saying that they're not a keeper. They're just very flirtatious and personable, and that can come across as flirting, but really they're just being friendly. That could be all that is as well if you're in a committed relationship. The 10 of Winter is the resolution of difficulties or weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. You may have been codependent or responsible for someone, and now you're deciding not to bother with that anymore, and you're walking away from them and letting them handle stuff on their own because you don't feel the need to pick up their pieces when they haven't helped you pick up your pieces. You could be in battle with them over a court issue. You've got the Balance here, which is a Libra energy. You may be involved with a Libra who's deciding your well-being or outcome, who has the power to move mountains for you or the ability to weigh and judge up what you're going through right now, but with compassion as well as countervalence. So they may have to make decisions for you on behalf of you, and if so, they need to do it with compassion on the going forward on what best suits you going forward into your new life or new place of where you live. And so they also need to consult you on this whole equation as well. So just shuffling this big deck, which is massive, called the Faery Oracle. Some of you might have just started a new relationship with someone who is an earth sign. Sorry, a water sign, and you're the earth. You've got earth in your chart. You may be an Aquarian or Libra with a Virgo moon or a Taurus moon, and you have interest in someone who is a water sign. that is younger than you, predominantly speaking. And some of you could be craftspeople. You could be creative in your own light. If you're a water sign, you might be involved in jewellery making or gemstone collections or something that you do with your hands, like a craft that you would like to learn, maybe like how to crochet or how to knit or how to sew or something like that. This is something you might want to do, something with your hands to keep your hands busy. You may be just naturally gifted with creating things or seeing something that no one else can see in someone else. That's an ability that not a lot of people have. It's a rare talent to see something within someone else that no one else can see. A sensing and knowing, this is your ability. Or you hear something, or you hear a name, and it's pointing you to some direction. Got a cry for nature. This is to do with mourning for something sacred which seems lost, whether that be a family, place or thing. You may feel orphaned, you may feel abandoned by your family right now, that they're not understanding your viewpoint, they're not agreeing with you, that you are at a distance from them. And some of you may be teachers, but I've also got, I've got here Merlins around you. So Merlin energy is to do with a teacher. You may find a mentor that will guide you on your next chapter of your journey and will steer you the right way. Because maybe you would rather listen to a teacher rather than a family member on how to proceed with the next course of action. That's what I'm getting here. Sometimes teachers end up like mentors, like people we count on because they see things that others don't because they're trained that way. So we're going to turn to 33. And it's to do with guidance and teacher of old ways. It says he's a bard. He may be drawn to remembering and telling stories and tales of your own life at this time. He's a wizard. High magics will attract you, and he's a guide. You will find a mentor. Become a mentor in your own time, as he is a keeper of natural laws. You will find you are living in tune with magical cycles, and you will begin to read and know the messages for a time with clarity. Growing older need no block to wisdom, for you will know, not grow feeble, not doddery. You will know what is wise and what is not, and the difference between what is worth your time and what is not will shine out in a sharp relief. Clear, strong messages and a male mentor with Merlin energy may be coming to your life at this time. Trust the messages that begin to come to you and know you are blending of both worlds. Hearing voices of stones, plants, water and sky at this time. Seeing forms within nature, human forms, as how they can best talk to you at this time. Shape-shifting feelings. This is true and deep druid wisdom that is strongly connected and loved by the fairy realm. Scrying will work for you very well, and consider finding a staff. Take long walks to conduct and receive your readings and messages. So walking out in nature is going to help you a lot. Remember, Merlin is a bard, and he will speak with you in riddles and rhyme. And so then you've got 8. So that's 6, and then you've got an 8, which is a karmic number, which is 33, and then you've got an 8. If you happen to have a birthday that's an 8, it could be that you were meant to have these abilities that maybe just coming to light now. It is seen is the card of the person who loves where they are, this planet. The person may be passionate about animals, nature, trees, and protecting the earth. This is strongly related to the Prince of Cups, who was seen as an activist for the good of the world. He may be standing up for the waters, the animals, the plants, everything. And an activist, an environmental activist. They realise they are, as a child, when faced with the ageless wisdom of all the creatures of this wonderful blue and green planet. Human wisdom is one form, but the being who has drawn this card is one with great elemental energy, who can help rid the environment of toxic poisons, environmental pollutions. You'll be passionately interested in helping the environment to be healed in the same way you are able to heal toxic energy in places or in other people. You have a talent for clearing the karma of the environment. So you might be a nice energy to be around. People just generally want to be around you. This card is about the divine protection this magical planet enjoys from its special earth warriors. The person this card signifies has this earth warrior energy, the earth spirit in terms of all who are attuned, and this new earth energy, and we all have the capacity, regardless of age, religion, race, creed, family background, and our issues, has the chance to change into a person of the new earth. So you're trying to find ways to go forward after the pandemic and try and reiterate or renew and redo ways that you've used in the past to go forward with plants and animals in mind, and hoping that you can be an activist for the world and the plants and the animals at large. Then you've got the fates. So you may be gifted with the ability to see past, present and future. The fates were, one was blind, one was deaf, and the other one could only, I don't know, something that she had lost a sense as well. So when one sense goes away, another one is heightened because of the sense that is lost. That's what that's saying as well. So it's talking about listening to the crone, the maiden, and the virgin. That's what that's about. Maybe there's some sort of practice that goes on in your family or country that talks about the crone, the maiden, and the virgin. So again, someone like the 12 virgins, one of them was picked to marry a prince. That's like apparently an old fable that they had to be a virgin. 17, the fates. And you've got co-create. So it's talking about the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective by nature and of by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose. You cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events are. This is the wisdom contained in the serenity prayer. It says other people are who they are. You cannot change them, and accept them as they are and try not to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mould people to fit your view of how they should be, so you can remain in that relationship with them and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means you honour yourself first. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and indeed fated. You're meant to be a better version of yourself as a result. And then we've got 40. Co-create, it's meaning these two different animals somehow come together. There's the cheetah and the owl, which are physically different in comparison, but maybe they need both the intellect and the strategy and the speed of, again, we're in the season of the Chinese year of the tiger. Maybe you need to be stealthy, strategic on how you attack your prey, and look at it from a sense of how to go about something, as well as the mind, as well as the intellect, which is the owl. So draw on both the fire aspects and the air aspects, or knowledge versus nature, or fire and air energy. Use your senses, your natural innate senses, your natural ability to sense things long before they come. And that's how you're going to get through this next chapter. That's what it's saying. 40. Yeah, you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact you are creating your own reality every moment of the day by your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality. Blessed with universal spirit, you are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace can result. Prepared to be amazed. So whatever you're creating right now, or wanting to draw in, you will draw in. It's the law of attraction. The law of the forest and the law of attraction are your best friends at this time. Do you rely on your senses? Do you rely, like a deer has a sixth sense and is actually depicted in artwork and in colosseums of a church that my father named me after, a book of Kell. But the church that he used to go to, where my namesake, she's a founding father, Sarah Hardiman, there is a Corinthian that has both a monkey and a deer, and the deer is A deer is a sixth sense, a doe-like ability to tap into something. The monkey's talking about mischief and wickedness and trickery. So be careful of trickery, but also tap into your natural ability to sense something before it gets to your door, before it comes knocking on your door and harming you in any type of way. You will have a sense of it. And you need to tap into that. Maybe this is something you've had since you were a child. Maybe it's become all of a sudden very, very loud, or trying to get your attention in different ways. And perhaps maybe it was put under wraps, or you were spellbound by someone in your family. So you didn't access these things until now, because they were trying to protect you from the powers that be. They were trying to protect you from being a target, from being harmed by outside influences. So they bound your spells, and maybe now they've unbound them, and all of a sudden you've got all this intuition, all this knowledge. And it may scare some people when you talk about it to them, because they don't understand it. It's not that they don't trust you or judgment. They know you're right, but it scares them because it's so accurate. And right now you're very accurate. So abstain from being physically intimate with anyone, because while you do that, your senses will be heightened, and that will be able to guide you as best as they can to a safe house or a safe place that you're meant to go to. Hope that helps someone out there that's an earth sign.